Now, these are all long-term initiatives. Productivity cannot come in just by skilling and just by cultural transformation. We have to really invest in heavy infrastructure. We have to move away from jugaad mindset to a mindset of long-term thinking and sustainability. Therefore, standardization is very, very critical. We have hundreds of truck types. You have to limit them to few truck types. You have hundreds of pallet sizes. We are not palletized. You have to make it, we have to standardize our warehouses. Our warehouse detention times are very, very, very high. While what we have done on the highways in terms of making truck driver life human is working, but companies are still hoarding goods at the warehouse, hoarding using trucks at as warehouses, because for a simple reason that warehouses are still part of a minister of agriculture, not part of factories act. Now, so our factories have really becoming world class, but our warehouses in the same compound fall under a different ministry and a different setup, or because historically FCI used to have warehouses. So they are not part of the same, they're not part of the factories act. So when the audit happens, factory को audit तो बहुत अच्छा होता है, but warehouses are not looked at, and warehouse space is not being considered. So I've passionately spoken about these topics, and some of them are actually taken up in the logistics policy, and what Mr. Gadkari has, or the policy has, in terms of the plans. But I think there's still a long way to go. All right, it's a lot of investment, it's a lot of effort. We have to think long term. We can't think election to election, we can't think 5 years, we can't think, we have to start thinking 10, 20, 50 years, and we have to think of that sort of time frame to lay out our plans. So I'm hopeful, I'm very optimistic that India will seize this opportunity, seize the day, and become a real alternate to China in terms of the
Sorry.
export destination for global companies.
So I think while this is being refixed, a small announcement. Kabir's book will be available to all of them for $100 each.
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now we'll talk about it later.
I
But
think we
ev-
have Mr. Deepak Garg back
sorry,
on.
Deepak, you got lost for a minute. We have reconnected. Hold on for 1 second. I was making some unrelated announcement.
Sure.
So Kabir's book, stories I must tell, is available for free with his signature. If anybody wants personalized endorsement, he'll be available. He will be joining us for lunch. Thank you so much, Kabir and Malvika, and wonderful. So you had great story, and now people can meet with you freely and whatever you want. Happy to give you a picture if somebody wants. Okay, thank you. So Deepak, please continue. Sorry, there was some interruption in the connection. So please carry on. You had, again, a very good story to tell. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. No, I made my point, which is I said, there's a lot of long-term thinking required in a policy and execution of that policy in terms of having an impact, and there's an opportunity right now with global trade flows the way they are, and the motivation of companies to actually source from India is the strongest ever that I have seen. So I'm very optimistic and hopeful that we will seize the moment right now, and all the impact we're trying to make in infrastructure, logistics, technology will be a fruit.
Hello.
Hello.
Deepak, this is Vaibhav Parikh here. I actually first interacted with you when you were Trucks First, when we did deal for Trifecta, which was one of the initial, and simultaneously we were also doing deal for TA, which I don't know whether it actually materialized, but I had spoken to you at that point of time, and you had given this vision, which at that point of time was sounding very interesting but little difficult to implement, and you actually made it happen. My question to you is, uh, when you talked about it, and about your vision, which is what I heard again today, uh, I had a skepticism in it, right? I felt little, okay, will you actually be able to make it? And now you've been able to make it. I'm sure you found that skepticism during your implementation. So my question to you was, what are the three top challenges you kind of met with? One, from cultural perspective, because truckers actually loved their vehicle. They had their ownership, they were married to a vehicle. And now you are getting the emotions out from a trucker with his truck, right? So the decoupling of that, how did you face any challenge? What was that challenge about? And on technology side, so based from cultural and on technology side, what were the three greatest challenge you faced in your implementation?